sleep on the day that you were born. So I want you to imagine for a moment that you're a farmer and you have this beautiful farm. This is the analogy that's given. And you're sitting outside this farm on a chair and you have a gate behind you. Imagine it's a warm summer's night, the moon's up, you're sitting there, you're guarding your farm. Now as you're guarding this farm, you fall asleep. Now if you've fallen asleep and that gate is wide open, that means anybody who'd like to loot, rob your crops can freely move in and out. Yeah? Freely move in and out while you're fast asleep. So the analogy is that this crop, this field, is of your mind. Because in the mind, there are gems and there are jewels if we can explore them. Man vich ratan, jawahir manik, je ik gur ki sikh sun. If we can understand that our mind contains these gems and jewels, but they're being looted. Yeah, every time we see things, you're on Instagram, TikTok nowadays, how we operate in our lives. Not even nowadays, it just looked different back in the day. Yeah, we're constantly looking for something that gives us fulfillment within our identity. And these are thoughts. These thoughts are looting this beautiful gem that we have, which is within our mind. So naturally, if you don't know something, you would go and ask your parents, what do I do? Yeah, when you're a child, you might be hungry, you might say, Mama, Mom, Mother, can you make me some food? You want to go out, you get help. Go to the park, you get help. In the same way, you get food for the stomach, you also get food for the mind. So you ask your mother, what should I do? What prayer is there? Guru Arjan Dev Ji tells us about this. Guru Arjan Dev Ji makes us aware that there is this beautiful Shabad that wakes you up. Yeah, when you're asleep and your farm's being looted, what can wake you up? And Guru Arjan Dev Ji teaches us in this beautiful Shabad, Puta means Putter, child, Puta, Mata ki essence. Nimak na bisaro tumko har har sada bajo jagatis. Yeah, may you never forget Har, creation, universe, Vaheguru. May you never forget this. Guru Arjan Dev Ji is saying, as a Sikh mother, this is what you're telling your children. May you never forget Har, the Creator. Why is your mother telling you this? Why is this so important? Because we've got 101 things to do in life. Why is remembering Har so important? And for me, this awakening happened personally when I stopped looking for God in other people and you start to realize Vaheguru is much closer. The Guru has given us guidance that it is much, much closer. Mantu Jot Sarup hai, apna mool pehchan. I'm only giving you short panktiyan because you have to learn what the whole Shabad is saying. What that means is, oh my mind, realize that you are this divinity, you are free, you are sovereign, you are beautiful, you are boundless, you are limitless. Do you feel that way? Do we feel that way? Sometimes we don't. So Mother is telling us from Guru Arjan Dev Ji, on your birthday, and every single day, in fact, in Sikhi we measure it by moments, swas, swas, breath by breath. In each breath, you have 1,000,000 opportunities. Right now, as you were listening, taking this breath, as you breathe out, you could have thought about something else, you could have brought your attention here, you could have remembered Vaheguru, right? In each moment, we have these millions of opportunities. How do you wake up? You remain hard. But why is that so important? Why is that so important? Because the moment you remain in focus with Har, with meditation on Vaheguru, and this isn't sitting in a corner facing in a wall, I'm talking about in every moment. As you're stepping, as you're looking, seeing this oneness, this connectedness that we all have. Do we see that every single day? Someone says something happens at work. So to remain, the Mother is saying, remain in this remembrance of Har. Yeah, because it's a vibration internally that makes you heal internal healing. You know when you cut your finger, with the right conditions you don't do anything, somehow it sews itself up, doesn't it? It's able to sew itself up with the right conditions. Self-healing. Your mother's saying you can get self-healing through remembrance of Vaheguru. Through this remembrance, and you're vibrating. And some people, physicists in the room, might be doing GCSE physics, thinking about the string theory. 1968, Italian physicist, talking about everything is vibrating. Look where Guru Nanak Dev Ji was, 14th, 15th century, talking about this understanding that everything is connected. So remembering in that Har wakes us up. And this is the prayer, this is the true prayer to wake us up. But how do we do that? How do we apply that? Thanks for letting me know. But what do I do with that now in my life? When I leave this Gurugar, have langar, I go home, I go back to my life. How do I apply that in my life? That's the most important thing. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji teaches us how do you apply that in your life is three things: Dhyan, Gyan, and Sangat. We're here today, Sangh together, guts to create a movement. Yeah, movement within our minds, new awareness. This can shift the whole trajectory of your life. You might be going this way, you hear something, and it can change your whole view of understanding life. Gyan, wisdom, Gurbani, we come here, we bow our heads to that great wisdom of the living Guru. All this knowledge, all this wisdom comes from our living Guru. Dhyan, to sit with focus and meditation. Not just to sit, but in every moment to live in that way. But why should I meditate? Yeah, why should I meditate? What's the point? When I do it, nothing happens. Right? Get bored or fall asleep. Why should I meditate? It's a bit difficult, because when I meditate, all these thoughts come up and they distract me. Quick analogy, there's a senior monk and there's a junior monk. He wants to ask this question. He goes to the senior monk and he says, why do I meditate? He says, I'll tell you the answer. But first, can you pick that panda up? Can you pick that little thing on the floor up and go to the river, fill it up and bring me the water? Without asking any questions, the junior monk goes, picks it up, and he's walking off to the river. He looks at it and he realizes a sieve. How am I going to fill up water in a sieve? But he says, I can't question the senior monk. So he takes this sieve, he walks to the river, he said, I'll show him, I'll figure out a way, puts his other hand under it, walks 3 steps, the water falls out. Goes back, he says, no, I'm not going to give up. Puts his clothes under it, walks 10 steps, all the water falls out. Gets some hay, he tries everything. After about 6-7 hours, he gives up, he comes back to the senior monk, he says, take your panda, I can't do it. Did you give me an impossible task, you set me up? And the senior monk says, have a look at the panda. Have a look at that dish that you had, that sieve that you had. When you picked it up, it was full of mal, gand, dirt, mud. All those sieves, all that time you put water in it, it cleaned something. But what did it clean? What does that mean for us? And what it means for us is our thoughts constantly wander off. Through Simran, through meditation, through remembrance, we can clean our minds, which constantly are distracted. Yeah? We can clean that to be able to bring our focus back. So, Guru is giving us this great wisdom to sit and to meditate. He also says at 16 you start thinking about career choices. What am I going to do? And even at senior ages we start thinking, what am I doing in my life? How am I going to earn my money? How do I go about my life? And how I go about my life depends on how I'm going to earn that living. So Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, earn an honest living. You've all heard this before. Earn an honest living, but earn an honest living also means to stand up for yourself, to defend for yourself. Self-image, self-worth, the big things at the moment. Be proud that Guru Nanak Dev Ji chose you to have access to this house. It wasn't a coincidence. You're here today because Guru Nanak Dev Ji has chosen you. Back in the day when you used to go to learn from a teacher, they would tie a string on you to say, I accept you. You got a gada on, you've been accepted to try and learn. Yeah, this is your opportunity to learn. Gobind milan ki hai teri bari. This is our opportunity to discover this beautiful life. Yeah? To discover this beautiful life. Share what you have with others. So as we're going through and growing up, it's very difficult sometimes because many people are constantly thinking, what have I got enough? You look at the news, drawing those borders, those boundaries. Have I got enough? Constantly. And there's always a subtle thing in our mind, rooted in fear. Rooted in fear. Have I got enough? When Guru Nanak Dev Ji meets the Siddhanaths, the ones with these spiritual powers, this beautiful energy, they think they know so much, so many superpowers. I'm going to make it into a bit more concise story. You can read the whole Siddh Ghost story of what truly happened. He meets these wise Aztecs, and they said, okay, Guru Nanak, after a long discussion, you talk about sharing with others, sharing what you have. So I tell you what, take this little tiny seed, put it into Guru Nanak Dev Ji's hand. So you talk about sharing with others, share this tiny seed with the 40, 50 of us that are here. Take it, share it, prove it. You talk about sharing with us. How do we do that? So Guru Nanak Dev Ji says, Matanya, go and get me some water. As they get the water, they grind that seed, put it into the pani, and they give a little bit to everyone. Look how intelligent that was. This is your Guru Nanak. Look at his personality. Yes, teaching people through humour, through understanding, critical thinking. So don't make Sikhi so far from us. Sharing and learning about what Guru Nanak's personality, what all the Guru's personalities are like. Taking this with you in your life. It's not come on a Sunday and we'll do Mata Tek. You go to your investment bank interviews, you talk about critical thinking, Guru Nanak Dev Ji is teaching you. Yeah, make that personable to you in your life today about what the Guru is teaching, how we live our life. And this is accessible to you. To many people it isn't. 16, 17, 18, 20, 50, 60, 80 years old. We're searching for this great wisdom that we have. We've been given access to it. So this is an opportunity for us to learn. I only have a little bit of time, so I'm going to try and wrap it up. So first of all, remember why you were born. And we've discussed we're falling asleep and how we wake up. Yeah, how we wake up, remembering hard. Take advice from a Sikh mother that Guru Arjan Dev Ji, the fifth light of Nanak, teaches us. And make Sikhi, make prayer, we call it prayer. Don't make that sitting in a corner only. Make that how you live your life. We can all do that. We can start today. We're ahead of yesterday if we start today. Make that how we live our life. From today on, I'm going to make the commitment, I'm going to reflect on how I live my life. How I live my life, and make Vaheguru not something that's contained within the Gurdwara. Right? We've made it so small. Make Vaheguru existence. Everything that we see, everything that we have, beyond what we know, make that existence. Remember that this oneness, this connection, that you all have access to, every single person in this room has access to. Sometimes we just don't know it's there. It's like the moon. Yeah, at night you see the moon, but the moon is always there. The moon is always there. Go to that place within yourself that's still, that's beyond your thoughts, and you all have access together. Many happy returns. I hope the little bit that I've shared has brought some awareness, some understanding. And if you have any questions, I'll be downstairs for 5 or 10 minutes if you want to talk a little bit more. But this is a journey of self-reflection, Koj. The Japanese call it Ikigai. We call it Koj, self-inquiry. Go on the journey of self-inquiry. Doesn't matter what age you are, we have this opportunity in this life. Bhulan jo kam maaf karne ji. Vaheguru ji ka khalsa, Vaheguru ji ki fateh.